Morning. I've got a accessory drive here off of a 12.7 liter 60 series Detroit engine that sits this position if you're on the passenger right hand side of the truck up into the front engine cover, driven by your crank and timing gears in there in order to run the air conditioner, compressor, and alternator off of with this here pulley. This pulley's got wear in it. We've already rebuilt one of these and put it on there from a different truck, and the pulley's worn worse, so it's eating the belts because that one here I'm working on was leaking. But we yanked another one off, rebuilt it, and then just swapped it out quickly. I need to clean this up. That takes a 13 millimeter socket with a swivel to get around and get to these five about 1.25 inch long bolts to remove them. Then you take putty knife that you can tap in between there and get a little slack, and then a little pry bar, and back and forth, and shimmy that sucker out from like 3 different positions. It's got a rubber O-ring on it. I used a 1 7/16 socket to remove the nut. I'm going to need to put a little bit of blue Loctite on here when I put it back on. I think it's supposed to be torqued to 400 foot-pounds if I remember correctly. Last time we couldn't get it held still enough to even do that, so I'm going to be impacting it back together with that little clutch that I got from Northern Tool. I used my snap-on pullers that are strong enough to be able to actually use an impact and pull it apart. Here I'm going to have to use my safety glasses and other safety gear to cover my eyes and blow that out to get any debris out. Right here, these larger airline fittings and hoses work so much better than that little cheesy small stuff that most things come with. They last ages longer, they don't leak near as easy. So just in case you'd like that information, well, that oh, it's upside down, sorry, Milton 1809, and whatever part number matches with it. That's not a dinky little 1/4 or 5/16 hose. I believe it's 7/16 ID, and my other one's 1/2 inch ID. You got the part number here on the pulley. These things, if I remember correct, are not any longer available through Detroit, Freightliner, or anything. That's why we're having to reuse and just get the seals. This here's where I'm going to have to clean that out. Need to scrape it a little bit, blow some brake clean in it. To remove it, I took a drill, a little small drill, drill a hole. First I tried self-drilling screws, but the drilling part was too long, so there was no threads to catch, so I had to start over and use that. In the shop, it don't look good using a claw hammer or something, or nail bars and stuff, but also they often don't fit. I took a grinder and notched out this heel bar, one of the little cheap ones from a parts store or something, because I don't want to ruin a good quality one. Just hook that sucker right on the screw and pull it up until it comes out instead of ripping out of the metal seal. Got a brand new seal here, 8929154. This here socket will fit right down to where the seal needs to go without shoving it too far. It don't catch on that. It's narrow enough to go on there so I can use it to just slowly and kind of gently tap it into place perfectly flat when I'm ready to put it on there. And as I showed the seal, here we got the new seal to go on it. Part number what? Double DE 08929253. Apparently they had to be purchased separate at the same time there. And the accessory drive itself, this is working on, is a 235-09201 for this thing I'm working on. So I will probably try to put a picture of the accessory drive with the belts on the cover of this little video. So like I said, have your safety gear, of course, your glasses, gloves when needed. I've got my, not only a long sleeve cotton shirt, but most of it's light blue to protect from the UV of the sun. If you're welding, it needs to be a thick cotton shirt with so it won't burn through as easily when sparks and slag hits you. But the long sleeve light blue instead of also dark gives the best UV protection to help keep cooler and keep the UVC from coming through. I've got other videos on that stuff, and others, folks like Geomagnetic Earthwatch, post information in my community tab and playlists. Please, if this is a decent video, we'll review some of my latest videos with some urgent warnings about things for different people or different areas that really need to get out to thousands of folks instead of 40 or so. So thank you much. Have a blessed day. Take care of yourselves and others. Oh, one more thing right here. Nope, it's not a cheap socket set in there that was antique. Instead, it's my puller sets, snap-on. Put that there. The jaws on either side, they pin with those pins and those holes. Got different lengths. You get different length rods. Those hooks hooked right underneath the pulley with that crossbar through it, and then the bolt down into it. I made sure to have my anti-seize on here so it can turn smoothly. And also I've got other different length bolts in here, because you can use these as a press also. I take those long bolts with good heavy duty washers and nuts, grade 8, and squeeze ball joints in place and different such like that, instead of having to buy multitudes of different tools. A good set of snap-on stuff tends to work better, and you can also often find them used through eBay or something instead of paying original price that is fairly well unaffordable nowadays. So anyway, take care.